Rose haters are absolutely embarrassing. Imagine being so miserable and pathetic that you spend your time hating on an idol just because she's living her dream and succeeding on her own. 2024 has been a roller coaster of a year, hasn't it? Just when I was about to take a break and focus on my studies, here comes more nonsense popping up like clockwork. It's like this community actually enjoys torturing me or something. I swear, I'm over talking about a bunch of brats who deserve to be blacklisted. There's so much more important stuff to talk about than their petty problems. Hello again, Rosaries. Let me just hurry up and share my opinions because this circus just keeps getting wilder every time. So let's get into it, and my god, if I have to deal with a fecking snowflake one more time. Rose haters are absolutely embarrassing. Imagine being so miserable and pathetic that you spend your time hating on an idol just because she's living her dream and succeeding on her own. I can't believe these antis are so desperate for Rose to fail, but for what? She was always the least appreciated and overlooked member of Blackpink, and now that she's finally getting the recognition she deserves, they just can't handle it. Rose didn't get her success just because she collaborated with Bruno Mars, okay? She earned it because the song was catchy, fun, and everyone loved it, both Koreans and international stans alike. But no, these antis can't stand the fact that she did it on her own terms. And so what if Rose was smart enough to collaborate with an A-list celebrity and drop a catchy song? Is it because your faves couldn't do the same? The fact that people are shaming her for this just shows how much they don't understand the music industry. Even the biggest stars had to collaborate with top names early in their careers to make it big. It's a marketing strategy, you idiots. And seriously, stop going on about number one girl flopping. That song is a bop. If you don't like it, then fine, but don't sit there acting like it's some kind of failure. Rose is shining like she should, and you can't stand it. Get a life and stop projecting your insecurities onto someone who's clearly doing better than you ever will. What happened to Gun is absolutely disgusting and horrifying. Imagine being so young in the industry, just trying to chase your dreams, and some perverted old creep takes advantage of you, using your career, your dreams, as a way to blackmail you into doing something you absolutely don't want to do. The poor girl was naive and scared out of her mind. Now, I'm sure you've heard about this from other K-tubers who beat me to the punch, so I'll keep it brief. So, a 5th-gen idol dropped a bombshell on Jate BC's Scandal supervisor, and it made everyone sick. Gun from Madian, a 19-year-old girl in the K-pop industry, bravely revealed that her agency's CO essayed her after she told him she wanted to leave the group. And what happens next? The internet, as usual, connects the dots and figures out it's her, because of course, it's Gun, and of course, 143 Entertainment is behind this mess. Let me break it down. She tells this disgusting excuse for a human being, the CO, that she wants out. And instead of respecting her wishes like a decent human being, he has the audacity to ask her to be his one-day girlfriend in exchange for staying in the group. Then, it gets even worse. She was forcibly kissed, groped, and touched while repeatedly saying no. And it doesn't stop. For 2 hours, this sick freak goes on like nothing's wrong, trapping her in that office with the door locked. This isn't a misunderstanding. This isn't a "he made a mistake" situation. This is straight-up assault. But 143 Entertainment, those vultures, try to paint it as some kind of consensual relationship to keep their group going. Are they seriously trying to spin this into something it's not? No, this is manipulation and abuse. Then, after this bottom-of-the-barrel trash admits to making a mistake, oh yeah, a mistake, that leaves a lasting trauma on someone's life, he doesn't even have the decency to leave. He keeps showing up and even goes to a maiden performance after promising to resign. He sits next to Gun on a flight to Japan like nothing happened. What kind of sick, twisted power trip is that? He gets away with it, and it's almost like he has no fear of getting caught. Now, the agency decides to put Gun on a hiatus due to health concerns because, of course, that's the reason someone needs a break after being assaulted. But wait, it gets worse. The CEO allegedly tells the other members that Gun is both the perpetrator and the victim, trying to destroy her credibility and blame her for what happened. This is textbook manipulation, and it's disgusting. And don't even get me started on the agency's legal team. They're pulling the "she was 18, so it's not technically illegal" card, trying to twist the law to get this creep off the hook. This isn't about technicalities, it's about an adult abusing their power over a young woman who just wanted out of her toxic situation. How dare they even try to use that as an excuse? The parents' response made it even more sad. They said, she is a minor, right? As if that makes it any better. Say is essay no matter the age, and how the hell are we living in a world where parents let their kids go through this? In an industry as brutal as K-pop, you'd think they'd protect their kids, but no. They're just reckless and careless, putting them in harm's way for what? So they can chase after fame? Their outrage wasn't enough. Gun is now deleting her Instagram and unfollowing the CEO, which, let's be real, only makes it clearer how much pressure she's under. Social media is blowing up over this, and the fact that the agency is even ignoring it shows just how deep this rot goes. This is not a one-off incident. This is an entire system that is willing to protect predators and gaslight victims. Gun's bravery is the only thing we should be focused on right now, not some shady CEO trying to cover his tracks. Everyone around her has let this girl down, and it's honestly infuriating. The fact that he's still in the picture makes my blood boil. The worst part? I know, deep down, that Gun will probably never see justice. This is South Korea, where this kind of thing gets brushed under the rug every single time. And why? Because SA is apparently the new trend in K-pop. And what makes it even more sickening is that this didn't even get the attention it deserved. People are too busy dragging idols over minor stuff, but this serious issue is practically ignored. This should be the headline, the thing everyone's talking about. Instead, it's being swept under the rug, just like what happened with Taeil from NCT. The hypocrisy is maddening. What kind of messed up world are we living in where this gets no attention? I hope Gun gets the justice she deserves, but I won't hold my breath. I just don't get it. Why do some of you act like idols having connections in the West is such a terrible thing? Seriously, it's like people forget that the Western market is where the big money is, where the biggest opportunities lie. If idols want to make it big internationally, whether it's in music, fashion, acting, or whatever else, the easiest way to do that is to have a strong network of connections in the West. And what's wrong with that? You think just because they know the right people or have the right team behind them, it's suddenly a bad thing? As long as these connections aren't tied up with shady people or unethical practices, what's the issue? Are we really going to pretend that getting a career off the ground in the West doesn't require having the right connections, the right team, and a bit of backing? People act like idols should just show up, make great music, and everything will fall into place. That's not how the industry works, not in the West, not anywhere. It's a business and it's brutal. And if idols want to expand and succeed, of course, they need a solid machine working behind them. That's how the game is played. So stop with this nonsense of demonizing idols for doing what's necessary to succeed. The world doesn't owe anyone anything, so if they've got the connections to make it, why shouldn't they use them? If you really want your faves to succeed, maybe stop holding them back with this connections are bad mindset. If they're doing it right, then that's exactly what they should be doing. Alright, here we go. I know this one's going to ruffle some feathers, but honestly, I'm tired of pretending like K-pop success is all about the music. It's not. I'm just going to say it. K-pop is a global phenomenon because of the aesthetics, the branding, the visuals, the whole damn package. The music? Yeah, it's a part of it, But let's not kid ourselves into thinking it's the driving force behind this massive global reach. Here's the reality: people love the image, the concept, the style. They love the perfectly curated personas that these idols are forced into. It's all about the packaging. I mean, come on, you strip away the heavy promotion, the insane visuals, and the endless hype machine, and I'm willing to bet that many of these idols wouldn't even make a dent on the international radar. The music might be catchy, but it's the over-the-top aesthetic that gets people hooked. It's the concept, the stage presence, the hours and hours of choreography and styling. None of that happens without a well-oiled marketing machine behind it. The truth is, K-pop has mastered the art of creating an image so irresistible that people are sold before they even hear the music. It's all calculated. They're selling a lifestyle, a dream, and a world where everything is larger than life. You see that? That's what gets people coming back. People get obsessed with the way the idols look, the fashion, the elaborate music videos, and the crazy fan culture. None of that has anything to do with the music itself. It's a product, and it's been marketed to perfection. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the music is bad. A lot of it is actually pretty fun and catchy. But the music alone would never have achieved what K-pop has if it wasn't for all the glitz and glam that comes with it. It's the visuals, the high-budget music videos, the drama of it all. That's what makes it pop. That's what keeps people coming back for more. Without all the fluff and fantasy, you wouldn't even know half of these groups outside of Korea. K-pop's global success isn't because the world suddenly discovered the next big musical revolution. No, it's because the industry behind it has figured out how to sell an image, an idealized version of reality, and market it to the world like nothing we've ever seen before. It's like a perfect storm of branding, aesthetics, and a fan base that's so invested in the culture that they'll follow it anywhere. So yeah, I said it, K-pop's global dominance? It's not the music. It's all about how it's packaged, sold, and consumed. You ever notice how some K-pop albums are just full of filler? Like, seriously, it's embarrassing how these albums are packed with songs that do absolutely nothing. Half the tracks on most of these albums are just there to make the track list look longer, and the worst part is that the albums don't even have much music. It's like they threw in some random tunes that don't even make sense with the rest of the album, and we're just supposed to pretend they're good because they're from our faves. The thing is, sometimes these songs are forgettable. You listen to them once and immediately forget they even exist. And it's frustrating because we know they're capable of so much more. But no, instead we're given the same repetitive beats and basic lyrics that add absolutely nothing to the overall concept or sound. These songs don't even build the group's image or even fit into the album's theme. They're just there to make up the numbers. And fans? Oh, they're just as bad. They feel obligated to pretend they love every single song, even the ones that clearly don't deserve any praise. Just because it's from your faves doesn't mean it's automatically a hit. If the music's not good, don't sit there and act like it is. Just because your faves dropped a song doesn't mean you have to lie to yourself and say it's the best thing ever. Stop letting your bias blind you. Call out the filler tracks for what they are: pointless, time-wasting nonsense. Enough with this delusion. K-pop has a lot of potential, but let's not pretend these albums are flawless just because they're filled with songs from popular groups. Let's just be honest here. Some idols have no business being in this industry. Just because someone can sing, dance, or look cute doesn't mean they should be an idol. I'm tired of seeing idols who clearly shouldn't have made it past the auditions. These are the ones who lack talent, stage presence, and anything that makes them stand out. It's obvious they were just thrown into a group because of the industry's obsession with all-rounders. But here's the thing. Being an idol is so much more than just looking good and posting selfies on social media. It's about giving your fans something real, something that sticks with them. It's about delivering in every performance and making them remember you for who you are, not just because you're in a group. But no, not every idol does that. Some of them are just there. They don't bring anything special to the table. They don't stand out in a way that makes you think, wow, I want to follow this person, I want to see more. Instead, we get people who are only in the spotlight because they fit some checklist the industry has for what makes an idol. Talent? Bare minimum. Stage presence? Non-existent. It's frustrating watching these idols get by with the bare minimum while others who deserve the spotlight get overlooked. At the end of the day, this industry should be about skill, dedication, and the ability to connect with people. But instead, it feels like some are just here because they fit a mold that doesn't even require them to stand out. And that's just not good enough. I don't even care about Mama anymore, but let's talk about it for a second. aespa winning 6 Daesangs was just too much. I get it, they're talented, and they've got a strong fan base and released a lot of bops this year. Elle just can't help but think that some of those wins were just not earned. They definitely deserved Best Female Group and Best Music Video for Armageddon, no doubt about it. But Best Dance Performance Female Group and Best Choreography? No. That should have gone to Le Sserafim for Easy or Illit for Magnetic. Their choreography was clean, precise, and just overall better. aespa's Supernova choreography was nice, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't even close to what the others brought to the table. And let's not even get started on Best Song of the Year. I'm torn up about that part because there were so many strong contenders in that category, others could have easily snatched that award. I'm not so sure if aespa deserved it or it should have went to someone else, but I'll leave that to you guys. I honestly feel like some idols got robbed this year, but this is just typical Mama, deciding the winners based on popularity instead of actual merit. If the competition wasn't so tough, sure, aespa might have deserved all of the awards. Some idols are just so much more talented than the groups they're part of. It's honestly frustrating to watch. These idols have this insane potential that's just buried when they're stuck in an overcrowded group competing for attention. But when they go solo, that's when they finally get the chance to show us who they really are and what they're truly capable of. You see it with people like Taeyeon, the members of Blackpink, and even the members of BTS. When they went solo, it was like they exploded with creativity and artistry. Their music is so much more personal, they have the freedom to experiment, and their talent just shines. It's not that they weren't talented in their groups, it's just that they were overshadowed by all the other personalities and the group dynamics. Look at how much they've grown as solo artists. Their music is theirs, and they have full control over it, and it's clear that they were meant to do this on their own. They bring so much more to the table when they're not tied down by the restrictions of a group. When you give these idols the space to breathe, you see them truly take off. They become a force to be reckoned with. Some idols were just born to stand on their own, and it's a shame when we don't get to see them shine fully in a group setting. K-pop fans seriously make everything about their idols, even when it has absolutely nothing to do with them. It's honestly exhausting at this point. You can't even talk about something completely unrelated without some fan trying to drag their bias into it. Oh, someone's discussing global politics? But my bias said something about this once. Like, no, stop it. Not everything in life revolves around your favorite idol or their choices. The world doesn't stop just because your idol made a post or wore a certain outfit. Just because their name pops up doesn't mean you have to throw them into every single conversation like they're the center of the universe. It's like fans get tunnel vision, and all they see is their bias, no matter the context. You're talking about a historical event? They'll be like, but my bias wore a red jacket once and red symbolizes strength. No, just stop. It's okay to have idols you love, but can we please stop acting like every topic, every trend, every conversation has to circle back to them? The world is bigger than your idol's every move. The point of this opinion, as exaggerated as it is that stans love dragging their faves into conversations they don't belong, whether it be an opinion or anything. It's quite annoying. Not every idol is a superstar because of their insane talent. Some of them are pushed into the limelight simply because they're marketable. If you honestly think that every idol is here because they're the best singer, dancer, or performer, you're kidding yourself. There are idols who made it big not because they can outperform everyone else, but because they fit an image, whether it's the right look, a personality that sells, or the ability to move products. This isn't a talent show. It's about selling a product, an image, and unfortunately, that's what most of these idols are. These idols aren't winning because of raw skill, they're winning because they tick the right boxes for the industry. Sure, they've got a cute face and know how to make the right pose for a magazine cover, but that doesn't make them a top-tier performer. And no, looking good and selling out arenas doesn't mean they're the next Michael Jackson or Beyoncé. It's about packaging. It's about marketing. This whole idol thing is more about building an image that makes money than about being the best at what they do. If they can sell the brand, that's what matters. Talent? Well, it's optional. So can we stop pretending these idols are legends just because they're good at selling a product? This is business, not a meritocracy. Honestly, I'm so ready for this year to be over. It's just been one disaster after another. Please, 2025, don't be another dumpster fire like 2024 or I swear I'll lose my mind. I can't deal with this chaos anymore. I'm done for now, so I'm going to wrap up the video here. As always, I want to hear what you think, so drop your opinions in the comments. And let's be clear, there's a big difference between disagreeing with my views and straight up attacking me. Disrespect won't get you anywhere. Let's keep it civil, alright? I'll see you all next time, and hopefully by then I'm not about to lose it. Bye.